a nice browned butter. Alright guys, today it's brown butter. Brown butter just adds an extra little flavor of nuttiness to all the baked goods that we do, and it's just magnificent. So what is brown butter? We're going to take the butter, put it in the pan, and toast it down. It's going to get a light brown color. So the browning process is basically the fat separating from the milk particles. The milk particles fall to the bottom of the pan, and the heat from the bottom of the pan toasts it and gives it that brown color. So in, I guess, the culinary world, it may be called the Maillard effect. What is the Maillard effect? Well, that's exactly what I just said. But what actually happens scientifically, it rearranges those simple sugars and proteins, and the way that it reflects light gives off that browning flavor. So as you can see, we got all the butter melted, and it's got just a little simmer to it. You don't want it super hot. Don't drop the butter in super hot on the bottom of the pan, because it'll immediately scorch within seconds. What you want to do is bring it down, get it melted, and you can adjust your heat as you see fit. Those milk particles are going to fall, separate from the heat, from the fat, and fall to the bottom of the pan. The heat from the bottom of the pan is going to toast it and give it that light, brown, nutty smell, flavor, and color. So moving this around like this, it's almost like making a roux. You don't want to leave it sit too long in one spot. You want to keep those particles moving on the bottom of the pan so they don't burn. And you distribute them across that heat. They get that nice toasty smell, that light brown coloring to it. Like I said, it's almost like making a roux. If you burn a roux, throw it out. That's right, because you can't cook the burnt out of a roux. Can't add peanut butter to it. Can't do any of that. Throw it out. And again, also, one other thing is, as good as this brown butter smells, just like making a roux, you don't want to taste it, because it's 499,000 degrees and it'll burn your tongue off. It will taste amazing eventually, once we add about 2 cups of sugar and flour and vanilla to it and make some cookies. As the butter starts browning and you have a foam that's going to come up. Once that foam starts coming down a little bit, you're getting close. It's almost like clarified butter, but we're not going quite that far. But you can see that foam is starting to fall down in there right now, starting to even out, and I think we're just about done. And I think that's going to do it, guys. We're going to move it off. You still want to keep it moving around a little bit, even after you pull it off of the heat, because it will still cook, it will still continue to brown until it cools down enough. Never, ever do this with hot grease, but butter, it's okay. We're going to drop this in, a little ice cube. And that ice cube is going to cool that butter down a little bit, so that it stops cooking, it stops browning. And there we have it, a nice browned butter. You can see all of the milk particles down there in the bottom that have toasted on the bottom of the pan to give it the brown color.
Yet, yo.